Now I've got a fun pattern for y'all today, at least for those of you who like winged wet flies. And I did not set out to tie this one. I was actually looking for one of Ray Bergman's nymphs when I saw this in Schmuckler and Seal's Forgotten Flies. It's that one on the top right with the Guinea wing. And when I saw this, I thought, I just gotta try this thing. Such a beautiful fly. This color combination with the golden pheasant crest for a tail and then the Guinea wing, I think that's just an underutilized feather. So this pattern, called the Thunder, unfortunately I couldn't find any history on it. It's just another one of these Ray Bergman patterns that we'll never know who sat down at their bench 100 years ago and took a black body, added an orange rib, put a little yellow on it, and then used some guinea feather for a wing. And oh, by the way, just said, let's call this thing the Thunder. I really wish we knew who this unknown tiger was, but even though we don't, here's a nod to him and this pretty cool fly. So there it is in the vise, an old school winged wet fly called the Thunder from Ray Bergman's 1934 Trout. Now I'm tying this kind of big. This is a size 8, 1 extra long, 1 extra strong, barbless wet fly hook. And I'm going to use some 140 denier thread, just catch it in anywhere up near the front. Lay a base down to the start of the bend. And for the tail, golden pheasant crest. Just one feather, I snipped this off of the head. And I'm gonna try to get it to keep that curve going up. Doesn't always work, but kind of measure your length right there and then just pinch it and cheat a little bit toward your side. Because that first wrap might spin it around on the top of the hook. So let's see if, okay, that's got the flare up I kind of want. Now I'm going to take some loose wraps, and instead of snipping that off, that would give me a lump back here. I'm just going to take some loose wraps all the way up, try to keep this underbody smooth right here. Okay, we still got a little bit of a stub here to snip off, but that's fine. Now with our thread still up front, let's go ahead and catch in our rib, which is going to be orange thread. This is a 140, I got about 8 inches of it here, and I'm going to catch it in right in the middle. We'll go with 2 wraps right there, and then just pull these back. Some quick open wraps to secure this in to the tail back here. Now with your thread back up front, take about 8 or 9 inches of regular black floss. Let's catch this in up here. Pull it back a little bit so hopefully I don't have too many loose fibers going forward. But I'm not going to catch it in with my thread. I'm going to wrap it down and back up so I'll get at least 2 layers of this. And my goal here would just be to cover, make it all black, cover any of this yellow and orange underneath, and try to keep it smooth. Now on the pass going back, you might want to spin your floss clockwise to kind of keep it together, but going back forward, you'll want to let it lay flat so it'll just kind of smooth it out a little bit. And I'll go ahead and speed this up so you don't have to watch it in real time. Now that's not perfectly smooth, but it's smooth enough for me. Do have a couple of rogue fibers right there I'll just try to bury. Now with these 2 strands of orange, I'm going to spin these together pretty tight and then just wrap it up. You can counter wrap it if you want, I don't think it really matters, but spinning them really tight will keep them from flattening out as you wrap this rib up. And space it however you think is going to look good. You might want to tighten it back up every couple of wraps or so. Okay, secure and snip that, maybe a couple extra wraps, but leave our thread toward the back of this head so we can catch in our throat. And just a few fibers from yellow strung saddle hackle. I'm going to make it kind of significant. Let's go with that about right there and at least to the hook point. So flip your hook over, let's catch it in underneath. We'll do a couple wraps and check our position here. Okay, I think that's going to be fine right there. A couple more going forward to secure it. Now with your thread there at the back of the head, let's take 2 slips of Guinea wing feathers, one from a right and one from a left. Now the one you saw in the vise at the beginning had the tips going down, but some folks like them going up. Let's do it going up and see if that looks any better. I think this is really personal preference. So just measure your length. And some folks will also put 1 feather on each side of the hook. I usually don't do that because then sometimes they just end up wrapping around. So I'm going to just lay it right there where I want, about the length. Then with my material hand, I'll pinch the feathers and the hook and then put a loose wrap up over it. A little bit, start to bind it a little bit, but don't really pull it tight until I come up on this side right here. And now we can check it. Okay, yeah, that's fine. They're bunching up on me a little bit. But let's see, and I've got a little bit of that yellow going through, so showing through there, so I'm going to have to take this back just a little bit, see if I can cover that up. And I think we can without mangling this wing too much right there. Okay, they're for the most part still on the plane of the hook, which is kind of what I want. Let's snip this off and work on our head. And this is where the 140 denier thread will make your head a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, but you do need to be careful that you don't make it too big. That one's getting kind of big on me, but I think we'll be okay. Let's go ahead and whip finish it. All right, let's take a look, see if we have any cleanup. Critiquing this one, I could have done a little bit better with those wings, but the body looks okay, and I like that tail all right. So just that little tag of thread right there, clean that up, and some head cement, this thing's good to go. So that's it, my friends. I appreciate you watching. Y'all take care. We'll see you next time.